Ted Noftall.
Good evening, everyone. Ted Noftall, 857 Chickadee Drive. The extracts from the rules of procedure that Robin has been reading for the past year or so, to my recollection, came out of nowhere with no explanation and were little more an attempt to have intimidation and censorship under the guise of civility. I'm sure by now you've all read recent comments on Deltona's efforts to achieve the same thing. Blew up in their face. Well, tonight will be the only opportunity this council will get to make a good first impression in this regard, in terms of what Port Orange is going to do going forward. As it stands now, the use of subjective, undefined language prohibits accusation, distortion, humiliation, incivility, and questioning the wisdom of Port Orange officials and employees is the very language tyrants have sought to oppress, and it is the very language the First Amendment was created to protect. Deltona took its censorship a half step further than Port Orange in that it prescribed its own penalty, and it was likely that penalty penalizing free speech and due process that caused most of the backlash it received. By avoiding an enforcement penalty, Port Orange has likely avoided much of the criticism that it needs to hear for its own attempt at censorship and intimidation. When I inquired as to the enforcement remedy for this section, Section 310, that the city would be relying upon, I was told Florida Statutes 87101 would be the remedy. That statute addresses anyone who willfully interrupts and disturbs certain public meetings. This is a disingenuous attempt to have a prohibition policy without doing the heavy lifting of creating a penalty and lousy legal advice to boot, as nothing I have said here tonight during my allotted public participation time, including questioning the wisdom of the legal advice, if what I've been told is correct, could be construed as interrupting or disturbing this meeting. Any language in conflict with the Constitution is not in the best interest of Port Orange residents, and I would call upon you.
Thank you, Mr. Noftall.